Most of us are eating significant quantities of oxalates, especially if we are trying to eat, quote, healthy. And yet, like you said, very few people are talking about this at all. So for people that may not have heard our podcast from 2019, let's just back up and talk about why chard, beet greens, and spinach, and then we'll get into other high oxalate containing foods, why these are so problematic for humans. What are oxalates? What are we even talking about here? This isn't the stuff of fairy tales.
Well, it's interesting because oxalate is sneaky. It's really tiny. It's a little acid. It's a strong acid, and it chelates minerals. The plants need to make it for lots of reasons, and it turns out to be really important, not just for their reproduction and physiologic survival in the wild, but for their defense against predators. And it's one of a raft of pesticides that the plants make, and they use them in all kinds of ways for all kinds of attackers, because there's things like molds. Oxalate helps the plants fight mold because in the leaf, the plants have enzymes to build and break down oxalates, which are oxalic acid that can be built into crystals, usually with calcium. And they'll store either calcium or oxalic acid or both. It's depending on what it's trying to do. In the leaf,